Alright guys, I am back with my review of WWE's Monday Night Raw for October 29th, 2012. And I personally found the show to be pretty subpar. Had a few good matches here and there, but the Survivor Series reveal, the big reveal of Team Punk and Team Foley was kind of disappointing to me. And if these are the teams, the first thing I was thinking is Survivor Series is probably going to suck balls this year, just because it feels like all these main event tag team matches we always end up getting on Raw and SmackDown, it just feels like a bigger one of those. So, I mean, who could really care about this? And why is CM Punk so pissed off at Mick Foley and vice versa? It just feels like this was completely pulled out of their asses, and nothing's really on the line here, and this is supposed to be a big show. So I'm already disappointed with the build towards Survivor Series, but the Raw show itself starts off with CM Punk coming out. He's dragging his leg like he's Igor, and he's got the ribs bandaged up. And he says everybody thought he would just end up being another victim to Ryback's streak, but he proved them all wrong. He's destroyed their heroes. He's destroyed Mysterio, Orton, Cena. He says Brad Maddox worked alone. He had nothing to do with his actions. And he says that he's done with Ryback and there won't be a rematch. So Mick Foley comes out and Punk says he's a homeless man who was displaced by the storm in the Northeast. And he challenges Foley to a traditional Survivor Series match. At the pay-per-view, Foley agrees, so it's Team Foley versus Team Punk. Ryback comes out and Punk and Heyman take off through the crowd, which kind of surprised me. They went through the crowd again after that whole hitting the fan incident. I was kind of shocked they did it so soon, but I guess it's not really a big deal as long as they have the security and everything. So Ryback squashes JTG. I don't know why JTG was facing Ryback. Ryback was just in the main event of a title match at the pay-per-view last night, so for him to go from that to facing JTG just doesn't make any sense for either guy. Like, why would JTG even get a shot at Ryback, and why would Ryback have to face someone like him? Matthews gets in the ring afterwards, and Ryback actually cuts a short promo here. He just starts saying, "Feed me, Punk." We get Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. This was alright, I guess. Barrett goes for the elbow, but gets caught with the RKO, so Randy Orton gets his win back. From when Wade Barrett defeated him on SmackDown last week, even though it was thanks to help from Alberto Del Rio distracting Orton, Orton still has to get that win back, so they're really not doing anything with Barrett. AJ agrees to answer some of Vicky's questions so that she can compete again, and Vicky tells her to come up with one good reason why she should give her a contract. Team Hell No versus the Primetime Players. Darren Young taps to the no lock. I actually thought this was a pretty good match. Apparently Brad Maddox is missing. No one knows where he is. I guess he took all the money from Punk and Heyman and went to Hawaii or something. Vicky comes out and she calls out Cena so that she can show her proof of the affair between Cena and AJ, which consists of Cena asking AJ out a few weeks ago, hugging AJ last week, a romantic business dinner, and AJ getting into Cena's elevator. Fans chant, "You are busted." This reminds me a hell of a lot of the AJ Styles, Claire Lynch, Christopher Daniels angle that TNA did a few months ago that was just atrocious. So I don't know. I had bad flashbacks from that angle just watching this segment here. Cena says nothing happened, and he defends AJ. He's freaking out. Dolph Ziggler comes out. Cena pushes him. That's about it. This is horrible. I guess this is going to lead to Dolph Ziggler versus John Cena at Survivor Series. Good for Dolph to be in a high-profile match against John Cena, but is he going to win? Doubtful. Antonio versus Kofi Kingston, champion versus champion match with Miz on commentary. Antonio cuts a great promo on obesity and children in America and how they're going to give them candy on Halloween and fat Power Rangers coming up to the door. It was pretty funny. Kofi throws Cesaro into Miz, and Miz attacks Kofi afterwards, which costs Cesaro the match. Cesaro helps him attack Kofi, which was weird since Miz did cost him the match. However, R-Truth comes out to make the save, so Truth is back. Vicky tells AJ to admit she had an affair with Cena, and she'll make her a diva again. AJ refuses, so Vicky hires her. Who writes this crap? So Vicky hires her and says she can never lay a hand on her again, or she'll have to leave the WWE forever. And she tells her to go get ready to face Beth Phoenix. We get behind the music with the three-man band. We find out that Jinder Mahal's the fun one. This was very good. They refused to perform, and I thought this was pretty great all around. Zack Ryder and Santino versus Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal with Drew McIntyre. McIntyre distracts Santino, gets hit with the Cobra, and then Heath Slater hits him with some type of facebuster move for the win. Jerry Lawler returns in 2 weeks. We get AJ versus Beth Phoenix. I guess this is Beth Phoenix's last match. Said she was leaving at the end of October, and this is pretty much it. Sad way to go out because this match was nothing. Beth dominates AJ. AJ gets her in a small package, gets the win. Vicky comes out, says she expected more from AJ, has the referee restart the match, and Beth hits the Glam Slam for the win. Sheamus comes out. He says Big Show was the better man, but he didn't come to the WWE to always win. He came to fight. And he says that he can't wait to fight Big Show again. It's going to be a war. Big Show comes out, says, I told you I could do it. Big Show was great here. He puts down Sheamus, says he came up short. He tells the fans, how you going to boo me for telling the truth? And then he calls Sheamus a redheaded ginger snap with emphasis on the P. Sheamus asks Big Show if he's ever seen a ginger snap. I really like this. And then he hits white noise on Big Show again, which does look very impressive. Cena tells AJ to keep her chin up. And Vicky is spying on him. Beth Phoenix comes up and thanks Vicky for restarting the match. And Vicky tells her that if she did it right the first time, she wouldn't have had to restart the match, and fires her on the spot. So Beth Phoenix is gone. Apparently she's retired, so I don't think she'll be popping up in TNA or anything. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus the Rhodes Scholars. Sin Cara is okay after that nasty drop on his neck, so that's good. And Mysterio was wearing some Halloween gear here, which looked pretty badass. Sin Cara goes for the Swanton on Sandow. Cody pulls Sandow out of the way, and Sandow hits a neck breaker on Sin Cara for the win. Good match, I like this. Foley and Caitlyn plug the new video game. Heyman comes up and asks why Foley's not putting together a team for Survivor Series. And Foley says guys are already lining up for that match. And Heyman says that Foley's got a target on him. We get Alberto Del Rio versus Justin Gabriel. This was a decent match. I'm glad Justin Gabriel's getting so much TV time. I think he does have a lot of potential. He ends up tapping to the armbar here. So, the final segment, Heyman introduces Punk. He comes out. They show the cover of the video game again. They reveal Team Punk for Survivor Series, which is Miz. I thought that was funny, considering what Punk said about him on his DVD. Rhodes Scholars and Alberto Del Rio. Whatever. Punk says that Survivor Series will be a celebration of his year-long reign, and he will teach Foley about respect, how to survive. So Foley comes out, says he doesn't consider Punk a man, and he accuses him of paying off Brad Maddox. Punk says once again he did not have anything to do with Brad Maddox's actions, and Foley reveals his team, which is Kofi Kingston, Team Hell No, and Randy Orton. Foley says he's not competing, and he's going to be in the corner, and introduces his last pick, Ryback. So there's your teams right there. They all start fighting. Punk takes off. and Ryback shell shocks Cody, and that was the end of Raw. So as far as Survivor Series goes, right now I would say we're looking at John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler, and these two mediocre teams facing each other. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a decent match and a lot of people are excited for this. I personally am not. I think this sounds boring as hell. You're basically getting Del Rio versus Orton again, Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No again, and then Punk versus Ryback. Oh, and Kofi versus Miz. So, I mean, who really cares? And like I said before, there's nothing on the line here. It's just a kind of an ass-pull angle that they just threw out there for one of their biggest shows. So yes, I am already very disappointed with how Survivor Series is being built up. I really hope they have some more surprises planned than this. This is just very lackluster, and I think the show's in like 3 weeks or something ridiculous like that. Just not even enough time to really build it up anyway, and this is just a bad start. So anyways, as far as Raw goes, I didn't really care much for this one. Couple good matches here and there, but for the most part it was just disappointing. So that's my review of this week's show. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's Raw in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.